Hi everyone, so I decided to do my famous slash infamous speech on Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple. He was born in San Francisco, California on February 24th, 1955. He was given up for adoption as an infant because his parents were an unwed couple. They were young, inexperienced, so he was soon adopted by Clara and Paul Jobs and named Stephen Paul Jobs. And he grew up in Mountain View, California. At a young age, he liked to spend a lot of time with his dad in their garage because his dad taught him how to work on electronics. Like, he taught him how to take them apart and put them back together and everything, and that's where his interest first grew with electronics. He was very smart at a young age in his school, and he tested so well that the school administration actually wanted to move him to high school. He began high school, though, in 1971. His parents didn't let him jump ahead when the school wanted him to. He went to Homestead High School, where he went on to meet his future Apple partner, Steve Wozniak. They bonded instantly over a common love and interest of electronics. After high school, Steve Jobs went on to enroll at Reed College in Portland, Oregon. He only went there for about 6 months, though, and decided to drop out because he lacked a lot of focus. In 1974, however, he got a job as a video game designer with Atari. But that also didn't last long, and he decided to go on a trip to India for spiritual enlightenment. After his return from India in 1976, he, along with Steve Wozniak, started Apple Computers. They began working on Apple's computer out of the Jobs family garage. Steve Jobs at this time was only 21. They released the Apple I, which was a computer. The selling price was chosen by Steve Jobs. He decided to sell each computer for $666.66. And that computer actually earned the company $774,000. 3 years later, after the release of the Apple I, they released the Apple II, which increased the company's sales by 700%, earning Apple $139 million. Apple became a publicly traded company in the stock market in 1980 with a market value of $1.2 billion in its first day. John Scully, who was previously the marketing campaign manager for Pepsi, became Apple's president. In 1985, however, Jobs left Apple and began his own software company called Next Incorporated. He also purchased an animation company from George Lucas, which later became Pixar Animation Studios, which a lot of people know about. They made like Toy Story and Finding Nemo and other movies like that. Even though Pixar Animation went on to have great success, Next Incorporated, however, was not that successful and was eventually bought by Apple in 1997 for $429 million. And after Apple acquired Next Incorporated, Jobs returned as CEO of Apple. He was credited for the revamp of Apple in the 1990s. He gave himself an annual salary of $1 a year. He sadly was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer in 2003, but in 2004 he had a successful surgery to remove the tumor. He returned. In 2007, the stocks of Apple were actually worth $199.99 a share, which was like unheard of in that time. Their iTunes branch of Apple was the second largest seller of music, only second to Walmart. However, on October 5th, 2011, Apple announced the passing of Steve Jobs. He battled the cancer for nearly a decade. He died in Palo Alto, California at the age of 56. He had 4 children in total, one with a girlfriend that he had in the late 1970s, and 3 with his wife who he had married in 1991. And that's about it.